Welcome back to Coin Shop Confessionals, the only show where we talk about coins, psychology, and the questionable life choices that happen when someone mixes caffeine with a countdown timer. Today we're diving into online coin auctions, or as I like to call them, the digital Thunderdome for people who think a 1984 penny is a retirement plan. Hope is a hell of a drug. And online auctions? They're the dealer. They know exactly how to hit your brain like a slot machine wrapped in a red book. Because here's the thing, online coin auctions are these mystical little ecosystems where every coin is rare, every scratch a mint error, every bicentennial quarter's worth thousands, and every bidder has the impulse control of a caffeinated squirrel with a credit card. These aren't marketplaces. They're gladiator pits for people who failed basic math but passed caffeine addiction with honors. You can practically smell the desperation through the screen. You've got countdown timers flashing like bombs in a movie. You've got hosts yelling like they're auctioning off the Ark of the Covenant, chat scrolling like cult summoning ritual, and the whole time you're sitting there thinking, maybe this is the one. Maybe this is the rare one. Maybe this is my moment. Meanwhile, the coin they're hyping, a 2001 quarter that looks like it survived a garbage disposal and a custody battle. It's not rare. It's not special. It's just tired. And honestly, I can relate. And the auctions themselves, they're even worse. Because here's the part nobody tells you. When the bidding doesn't hit the number they want, they don't shrug and say, well, fair's fair. No, they slam the panic button like they're launching nukes. Invalid auction. Technical issues. Let's run it again. Translation? We didn't make enough money off your emotional excitement yet. This isn't an auction. It's a casino for people who think research means watching one TikTok. And the house always wins, especially when the house controls the rules, the timer, the hype, and the definition of technical issues. And since we're already knee-deep in psychology, let's peel back the next layer. Kahneman and Tversky proved humans feel losses twice as intensely as gains. So when you almost win, your brain goes, try again, try again, try again. Your brain is not your friend, not in an auction. And that exact weakness, that tiny spark of maybe this time, is where ghost bidders stroll in like uninvited guests at a family reunion. Now, let's talk about ghost bidders and how they actually work. You bid $12, instant outbid. You bid $14, instant outbid. You bid $16, instant outbid. At this point, you're not bidding against a person. You're bidding against the algorithm's rent payment. You're fighting a ghost with a credit card limit. Ghost bidders are the auction equivalent of the casino dealer who accidentally hits 21. It's the carnival ring toss, where the rings are actually made out of Teflon. That claw machine with the grip strength of a depressed toddler. Yeah, it's one of those. All these games have one thing in common. They're designed to make you almost win. And that almost, that's the hook. That's the moment your brain lights up like a Christmas tree and goes, you were so close. Try again. One more. Don't stop now. No, don't give up. That's that dopamine trap. That's the psychology. That's the loop. That's the part where your brain stops being a brain and starts being a raccoon digging through a dumpster labeled rare coins. Ghost bidders recreate that exact pattern. They give you just enough hope to keep you clicking. That's the variable reward loop. The same psychology as a slot machine. They're training you like lab rats with Wi-Fi, pressing the little dopamine button over and over. Actual value, 25 cents. Auction value, your dignity. And if you think the hype stops there, oh no. That was just the warm-up. Because the hype is the real product. Auction hosts could hype up a rusty bottle cap like it's a national treasure. These people could sell you a rock from the parking lot and convince you it's a meteorite blessed by NASA. They could hold up a bent paperclip and call it a rare transitional strike. The hype is not for the coin. The hype is for the algorithm. More comments means more reach. More reach means more bidders. More bidders means more dopamine. More dopamine means, well, more money. And herd mentality then kicks in. Because if everyone else is excited, I should be excited too. One of those is a grade. The other, that's a hallucination. And speaking of hallucinations, let's talk about face value coins being hyped as treasures. Super rare double die. Look at that doubling. Meanwhile, I'm staring into the void like, sir, that's die deterioration. It's not rare. It's not special. It's tired. Like me, my soul, my last 3 brain cells trying to process this nonsense. One of these is reality. The other is just internet hype. And the aftermath? The aftermath is where the comedy becomes a tragedy. Every week, someone walks in with a coin they bought for $47.99 plus shipping. The auction guy said it's worth hundreds. I look at the coin. I look at them. I look back at the coin. I then look up at the ceiling hoping for divine intervention. No, sir. It's not worth hundreds. It's worth 25 cents on a good day, if the vending machine isn't still mad about the last guy that kicked it. Wholesale reality checks kill your dreams. And once you've seen enough of these, you start realizing online auctions aren't marketplaces. They're the QVC of disappointment, the home shopping network for people who think numismatic is a type of pasta. It's the WWE of coins, scripted hype, dramatic lighting, zero actual value. The psychology equivalent of giving a toddler a foghorn. It's the digital version of a guy in a trench coat whispering, "Psst, want to buy a rare coin?" behind the Walmart. They're not selling coins. They're selling excitement. And excitement is expensive. And here's the part nobody wants to talk about. The education gap. Most people in these auctions don't know what they're looking at. And it's not because they're stupid. It's because nobody taught them. They think that the red book is prophecy. They think gray sheet is a conspiracy. They think mint state means shiny. And the hosts, they're not correcting anyone. Why would they? Confusion is profitable. If people actually understood grading, condition, mintages, strike quality, die states, or market cycles, these auctions would collapse faster than a counterfeit slab in a heat wave. Because here's the truth, the real truth. Real value comes from real sales between real people with real money. Not hype, not countdown timers, and not rare find emojis. If online auctions were real treasure troves, dealers would be broke, collectors would be retired, and everyone with a smartphone would be a millionaire. But they're not, because online auctions aren't about coins. They're about engagement. And the only thing rarer than the coins they hype is someone walking away with a good deal.